Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome back to the channel. This is my review for Star Wars Bounty Hunters issue number 11, subtitled The Great Hunt of Malastare. This is a one-shot pretty much. Up until this point, we've had our stories really focus on Valance, and now in this story, we get pretty much like a one-shot, if you will, of Bossk. There is still a little bit of Valance, and that's where we'll jump into first because we get to see him alongside of Dengar, and Valance from the last issue found out from Dengar himself that Han Solo is being carted around the galaxy in carbonite by Boba Fett. And, well, there was a favor with Han Solo at one point, so Valance feels like he owes it to Han to save him, so that is what he's using Dengar to find Han Solo. But the majority of this issue deals with Bossk, who is on the planet Malastare. Yes, the same planet where the Grands and the Dugs live in harmony, or really, do they? But anyway, they are on a great hunt, and Bossk has entered into these, these ranks of these people that are just fleeing for their lives as they're being hunted down by people such as Exarn Jermit. He is immune, and he is part of the banking clan, and the banking clan pays a lot of money to the people of Malastare to basically have a little bit of a hunting tournament with live people that they're killing. So we have this character of Exarn Jermit, and he is, he's actually out there sniping these people, trying to get his money's worth, I guess, essentially is what's going on. So we have Bossk, who anybody a part of this tournament or whatever, these hunting games cannot have weapons. The prey cannot have weapons of any sort. But what happens is Bossk is able to take out one of the hunters and takes his weapons, but he prefers not to use the blaster, but to rather use the knife. And we see a lot of action with Bossk using the knife against this guy, Exarn Jermit, his crew of these different mercenaries. And one of them actually happens to be Grumgar. Yes, that's the guy from Episode 7, The Force Awakens, in Maz Kanata's castle there on Takodana, the big guy, the Wooten, right, if you will. So we get to see them go toe-to-toe, which is a really cool match. You see, a Trandoshan against a Duwatan, and we see Bossk using his environment to his advantage and actually using a rock to smash his face in to knock him out. And he got to give him credit. And he says, hey, one for the scorekeeper would respect you. And, well, we see by the end of this issue that Bossk was playing Exarn Jermit all along, because Bossk was actually set up to be working there undercover for none other than Bib Fortuna. Yes, the major domo of Jabba the Hutt himself had hired Bossk specifically to go undercover there to expose this guy, to basically indebt them to the Hutts by having the successor for this guy's position to, I guess, go into the Hutt cartel or something like that. So there's a lot more play there. But by the end of this issue, we have Bib Fortuna telling Bossk that he's got a mission for him, and I think it's going to involve War of the Bounty Hunters, that big crossover coming up. Then we also go back to Bossk and Dengar got information from a unspecified source that does track Boba Fett to a certain port. And, well, now we are hot on the trail for Boba Fett, and this does lead directly into the events of War of the Bounty Hunters, which starts with the prelude that is in next month. We get the prelude next month at the beginning of May, so I really cannot wait for that. But talking about this specific issue, it was cool to change things up. As I said off the top, it was nice to get a different perspective of a bounty hunter. It's called Bounty Hunters for a reason. It's not called Violent Valance. So it's cool that they're going to be able to switch around to different bounty hunters. Again, I like seeing the Dugs. I like seeing the Malastarians, or the Grands, I should say, because we haven't really seen this environment since the Clone Wars, where the Zila Beasts came from, which is quite interesting. It's cool seeing immunes, right? It's awesome seeing the banking clan once again. By the way, was in the Clone Wars as well. So there's a lot of Clone Wars callbacks, but the violence, the visceral array of violence is just great in this issue. At one point, the guy almost looks like his head's getting cut off, but he gets blinded, and then Bossk trips off his grenade and throws them into everybody else, and it explodes. But there's a lot of killing, there's a lot of death, and that's what you expect from bounty hunters every single month, pretty much, with this. So what did you guys think of Bounty Hunters issue number 11? What do you think about the upcoming event, War of the Bounty Hunters? I'm just so over the moon about that event. I cannot wait for about 3 weeks, we're going to get that. So can't wait to talk about that. But next week, I do believe we have Dr. Afra, another issue of that. So come back next week to check out my thoughts on that and everything else I have going on with the channel. I have been going to the movies a little bit more frequently, so I have my review for Godzilla vs. Kong on the channel right now. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe so you never miss any other video content coming from me here on this channel. That's gonna do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the force be with you always.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.